Hello, I'm Derek John Johnson. Today's video, I'm gonna have to talk about Mr. Enter. Again. Because I don't know why this is my life now. In all seriousness, Mr. Enter has gotten himself into drama. Again. He recently released a video on the Pixar movie Turning Red. Now, to be fair, there were some things I think I kind of sort of agreed with, though I think he was somewhat either missing the point or just doing that thing where you make up a guy to get mad at, then get mad at him. Also known as being a Twitter user. Basically, one of the takes he had, which is getting the most attention, is basically complaining that the film didn't really bring up 9/11 or that their world didn't seem to be as affected by 9/11 as the real. The thing is, the movie takes place in Canada in 2002, is primarily from the viewpoint of a teenage girl dealing with puberty and an overbearing mother. The film has nothing to do with 9/11, and any attempts to bring it in or work it into this movie would have been incredibly ham-fisted and out of place. And while yes, I know Canada was affected by 9/11 too and did have similarly strict laws to what America did after 9/11, I don't think it really would have affected any of the scenes in the movie. Well, yes, 9/11 did have a huge effect on the Western world. It's still only like a really big thing here in America. It's something like Hiroshima to Japan. Yes, most people know about what it is. Yes, a lot of people would see it as a bad thing. But it's also not something that really takes up the mind space of most people's every day outside of Japan. Just like 9/11 isn't really something most people would probably think about or worry about too much outside of America. And the thing is, the most impact it had was that it really kicked off anti-Muslim bigotry. Like, as somebody who was there pretty much at the time, Muslims were literally thought of as like the worst thing ever. If you were a Muslim or seen as Muslim or just mainly even just seen as being too friendly to them, would really put your career or your even sometimes your life at risk. It was actually pretty common for people to justify torture or to basically just beat or scream at Muslims, slurs, or calling them terrorists, all that other bad shit. Miley, I believe, is how her name is pronounced. Kind of a dumb American. Please, fucking be patient with me, and if I got her name wrong, please please correct me below. But I seriously doubt Mai would actually be that affected, considering she actually passes for white pretty well, and as somebody who was there, yes, it was kind of like paid lip service to, oh, white people can be terrorists too, but it was pretty much thought of as like, only Muslims are terrorists, or Muslims are the main ones being terrorists, so they're the ones we gotta worry about right now. Before any of you Enter fanboys actually do go into the comments and say, no, you're missing the point. No, I saw the video. I know what he was trying to say, but here's the thing, like, Ming Lee showing up at her daughter's school with a box of female hygiene products really wouldn't have actually probably caused as much a stir as he thinks. Because, again, she wasn't really shown to be Muslim or seeming of Arabic descent. So their first thought probably wouldn't have been that she was a terrorist or something. Probably would have just been that she was a crazy lady. And as somebody who was in school during 9/11, not during the event itself, but, during the things after it, even then, like, all that probably would have happened is that there would have been a lockdown and students probably would have just stayed in school until they were sure things were safe. I mean, like, what were they supposed to do? Have like security cameras everywhere, or have cops try to beat up one of the kids? Or just have Mai go, 9/11 sure was bad. Here's a list of things Canada did in its aftermath. Because really, I don't think that would have fit. And again, this isn't a story about 9/11 or its aftermath. It's a story about a teenage girl growing up, dealing with her overbearing mother and her puberty. Another thing he misses the point on is the overbearing mother. Now, to be fair, Reddit isn't the best source, but from what I've seen, lots of people in the r/raised by narcissists subreddit do pretty much have said that, hey, Mingli reminded them of their mother and pretty much did a lot of similar things. But the thing is, things like embarrassing your daughter, or by going to her crush to get mad at him, showing up at the school with a box of female hygiene products, constantly embarrassing your kid in public, these are things that actual overbearing parents do. Sure, it might be over-exaggerated, but it's not really over-exaggerated by that much, enter. And here's the thing, this is actually pretty tame by what some Asian parents do. Remember the book Tiger Mom, where the woman literally admitted to taking away her kids' birthdays, threatening to destroy their favorite toys, locking them in areas for prolonged periods of time, and other horrible behaviors that should have gotten her kids taken away from her and her thrown in jail for life. I don't care if she apologized and said she learned her lesson later on. All things that, according to her, she actually did and her mom did to her are things that actual Asian parents have admitted to doing, or have at least defended as just tough love parenting. So yeah, shit like this doesn't really seem too out of the box. And yes, before you get mad at me, not all Asian parents are like that. The stereotype is not always applicable. Another thing is just some general mistakes, like him saying that, well, boy bands wouldn't have been that big in 2002. One of the biggest bands was Linkin Park. Everything was a lot angstier and dark. And yeah, that's true. And I'm not going to say that Linkin Park doesn't have female fans. They obviously do. But Linkin Park was mostly popular among teenage boys and other, angsty kids. Mai really didn't fit that kind of scene. And there were still boy bands in 2002. The screaming teenage girl crowd still was listening to stuff like NSYNC, Backstreet Boys, and more lighthearted pop acts other than, Korn or Linkin Park or, one of the really angsty, darker nu metal bands. Another thing is him complaining about the anime influencer, saying that it felt out of touch because that wasn't really that big in 2002. And technically, yeah, but, the reason for the anime influence is because that's the style the creator wanted. It wasn't saying that, 2002 was anime. It was just using that style because I think of the Asian influence and because the writer and creators, the animators, they just wanted to. Now, to be fair, he did have a somewhat decent take in saying that, corporations only really care about your money. You shouldn't be rushing to defend these things just because they're woke, but most people defending Turning Red wasn't doing it because it's woke. It was because of the people crying that it was sexualizing children and it was inappropriate and was going to ruin your kids because it dared to talk about periods and puberty. And because they just like the movie. And yeah, this is honestly kind of a running theme with Enter. He'll improve in some areas, then take a massive step backwards or post one bad video and get caught up in drama again. And look, Enter, if you were watching this, I want to stress one thing. I do not hate you. This is not meant to be an attack on you. And you know what? The people that are like straight up harassing him or saying he deserves to die for this. He's literally basically Hitler of YouTube. Calm the fuck down and shut the fuck up. He had some bad takes on a fucking movie. He's done way worse and gotten way less shit over it. You need to fucking put your goddamn diaper on and get over yourself. But Enter, dude, you just need to learn to think through things a little bit more. And maybe improve your research a bit. I'm only saying this because I do want to see you improve. I want to see you get better. None of these videos are meant to be an attacker because I hate you, but because I do believe you can improve and be better in the future. Lots of you every day. Bye.